Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an unexplained disappearance video on Owen Parfitt, Parfitt, from 1768. In this country and around the world, people go missing every day. This is an unfortunate fact of our daily lives. This video is about a man who inexplicably went missing in a crowded area with a group of people less than 100 feet away. Oh, and he couldn't walk. Yeah. This was crazy. This one's crazy. But first, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you would hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on social media, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there. I like to think I write good stories that make you think. I've got 2 of them so far. I'm working on the 3rd. The first one is Vanguard 1. The second one is Task Force Terminus. They're futuristic space warfare. It's a study of humanity from an alien perspective. I wrote a political fantasy called The Righteous President. I wrote a 3-book science fiction Western series called Drifters. And I wrote a fun story about a house in New Orleans where the monsters all hang out. It's called The House Off Farrago Road. I hope you get them and I hope you like them. Now, back to Owen Parfitt. Parfitt, P-A-R-F-I-T-T, Parfitt. Anyway, he was in his 80s. Now, I tried to do research and to find out exactly how old he was and find out exactly what the thing was. But every article I found had a little bit of different information, so I had to kind of mix and match and conglomerate the information that was common to all of them. Owen Parfitt was in his 80s. Different sources gave different ages, and I couldn't find his actual birth date. So all I can say is he was in his mid to high 80s. He's 85 or better, I think. He had advanced rheumatism and was paralyzed so that he could not walk. Parfitt lived with his sister Mary in Shepton Mallet in Somerset County, England. She was also in her 80s. Her cottage sat on a turnpike road among lots of other cottages and was a heavily traveled area. Everyone in the area knew Mary and Owen, and they were well liked by all. Owen Parfitt was sitting on the front porch in his greatcoat, and he had a blanket over it. Okay? He liked to sit there and watch people drive by. He's in his 80s. And he can't walk. What the hell is he going to do? They didn't have no TV, 1768, right? So he's sitting there on the front porch. He's got his big, heavy greatcoat on, and he's got a blanket over him, so. A group of workers were across the road, less than 100 feet away. They were working in a field. The workers could see him, and they were close enough to talk to him. A constable was walking along the turnpike, observing foot and cart traffic. It was a quiet day, and there was little traffic at all. Unusually little traffic. Owen had been on the porch for less than an hour. Mary noticed that a storm was coming in, so she went to the porch to get him. He was gone. Owen's greatcoat and the blanket were folded neatly on the chair. The workers across the road had seen nothing. The constable patrolling the turnpike had seen nothing. Mary went to the nearby cottages, but none of them knew where he was. I mean, this guy literally disappeared, and he couldn't walk. That's just crazy. Somebody had to get him. That's the prevailing thought. But nobody in the area knew where he was. Nobody had seen anybody carrying him away. Locals organized a massive search over the next week, but no sign was found of Owen. Local newspapers ran articles and notices for months, but no information of his whereabouts or his situation was forthcoming. The local constabulary started looking at foul play and even investigated Mary, but no evidence or information turned up. Now, keep in mind, Mary's in her 80s, and by all accounts, they got along well. So, unless she found a way to bury him somewhere, Owen Parfitt was an old man. He was in his 80s. He had no money, no valuables, and no enemies. He had the reputation of being friendly and likable. if someone abducted him physically, then they took the time to remove his greatcoat and fold it neatly along with his blanket there on the chair. All the while, a group of people were less than 100 feet away in full view. So, yeah. Exhausting all other logical possibilities, the locals began to suspect supernatural forces. A group of locals even went so far as to hold a seance to try and figure out what happened to him, but nothing ever came of it. Basically, what this boils down to is a man who couldn't walk disappeared off of a porch without a trace in an area which was crowded and under observation by many people, including a constable. The only thing left is the old standby, beam me up, Scotty. There's nothing left, people. At this point, I'm looking at alien abductions. An invisible alien ship, cloaked or whatever, stopped over the house, beamed him up, and then they beamed down an alien to return his greatcoat and a blanket and fold it neatly on the chair, and then they beamed him back up. All the while, and the alien had to be invisible too. I mean, what else is there? I doubt that, because the workers across the road there would have seen him. They were less than 100 feet away. None of this makes any sense. This guy literally disappeared and left his greatcoat and the blanket he was under folded neatly on the chair. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. If anybody has any more information or any alternate theories, stick it in the comments. I'd love to see these. Please stick them in the comments. That's just crazy. I pride myself on finding stories that are weird and really out there, because that's kind of like me. But damn, that was weird. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. Clarissa Lowe, a historian from the future. Delmore Kane, a Civil War veteran turned outlaw. This oddball pairing faces a conspiracy of epic proportions spanning the centuries. If you like action and adventure westerns with a splash of science fiction and fantasy, check out my book series Drifters and their ongoing adventures.